Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Dice, and today I'm here with a pretty damn epic fight, an absolutely graphic brawl. Today we're going to be talking about Dracula from Blade 3 versus Marcus from the Underworld franchise, Underworld Evolution in specific. So let's get into it without further ado. Yo, Dracula is a very ancient entity. He is the original god of the vampires, as he was the first immortal undead vampire. His super strength and super speed, as well as durability and agility, far surpasses that of any average vampire or even your average werewolf. Born in ancient Sumeria, according to legend, Dracula is one of the most revered and most powerful entities to ever exist. He is a supernatural being of immense power, and his mouth opens into mandibles with many teeth. He can sink his teeth into and shred through just about anything. His body is very, very heavily armored with natural armored plating. He's basically like a demonic, monstrous vampire. Dracula could thrash and throw Blade around. He was even able to grab Blade and then slam him many feet down into the ground below, shattering the stone. It looked like there was just about no way to defeat him. He was just too powerful. Dracula is one of the most savage and one of the most monstrous entities. But on the other hand, we've got Marcus. Marcus was severely affected by his father's cursed bloodline, and when he was bitten by a bat, he transformed into the first and most powerful vampire in the Underworld universe, that is. Technically, he's a hybrid, considering the fact that his brother William is the original and most powerful werewolf. Marcus is a superhuman, undead being that has immense strength and regeneration. He himself is the most lethal and most powerful vampire to ever exist in the Underworld universe, period. Marcus slaughters pretty much every other vampire around him, and he can even attack and kill werewolves if necessary. He was even able to fight an enhanced Selene. Dracula from Blade 3 may have a very sharp and very effective sword as his weapon, but Marcus naturally has sharp appendages coming from his back that can pierce through any vampire's body. They can even extend into his full wingspan. What time is it? Y'all already know. It's time to get to the fight. Let's get it. So the fight takes place in an old abandoned building, as Marcus flies in through the window, noticing Dracula, and he flies directly towards him with rage, gripping him up and slamming him against the wall, ready to stab through his chest with his appendage. And right as Marcus extracts his long, sharp appendage from his back, Dracula headbutts him and then punches him directly in the face, causing him to lose his grip. Dracula falls back down to the surface, and Marcus floats back down to the surface. Marcus tells Dracula there is only one true original, and then only one of them can be left standing. As they both charge at each other, Dracula throws a mean right hook and punches the shit out of Marcus. Marcus punches him right in the stomach and then uppercuts Dracula, sending him flying multiple feet back and slamming into the wall behind them, leaving a crater indentation. And that's when Dracula gets back up. Dracula runs at Marcus and kicks him right in the chest, sending him flying back multiple feet and through the wall. He then charges, bursting through the wall, only to find Marcus is back on his feet, as Marcus flies directly towards Dracula, sending him flying through the wall, gripping him by his throat, and then through the other wall, and then against another building. As he holds him there by his throat, Dracula punches him in his abs over and over and over, and then punches him directly in the face. But Marcus bites Dracula on his throat, drinking his blood and seeing his memories. Dracula becomes enraged and grips up Marcus and punches him very extremely hard, right across the dome, right in the head, sending him flying back down to the ground, crashing to the surface. And then he jumps down, landing on top of Marcus, sending him down into the ground in a crater. He steps off and pulls out his sword from his back, and then He's prepared to end the life of Marcus, the immortal, once and for all. And as he plunges the blade down, Marcus rolls out of the way. The blade stabs straight through the ground, and then Marcus gets up, flies up into the air, and kicks Dracula in the face, causing him to stumble back. He flies towards Dracula and picks him up, flying him high into the air before dropping him straight down to the surface, causing him to crash down to the ground. Marcus flies towards Dracula, but Dracula races and grabs his sword, and as Marcus approaches him, he slashes Marcus straight across the chest and then stabs him through the chest, severely injuring him. Dracula's mouth then opens into mandibles full of sharp teeth. He lunges forward and bites right down onto Marcus's neck, and then stabs his clawed hand through Marcus's stomach. Marcus forces Dracula back with a lot of strength and then pierces his throat with his appendage straight from his back, and then with the other sharp appendage he pierces it straight through Dracula's skull, killing him instantly, stabbing him straight in between his mandibles, straight through the mouth and up through the brain. To be honest, this fight could go either way. Go ahead and comment who you think would win down below, but anyway, Marcus wins. I'm leaning more towards him. It's been your boy Dice. I'm outie.